Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tolu Adeshola. Welcome to Travel with T. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. And for all the people that have been contacting me, mwah, I love you so much. Thank you. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the inquiry going, the buying going, the selling going. And I want to say a big thank you for all the people that are commenting, liking. Thank you so much. I see you. Yes, I see you. No. You looking at me right now. I really see you. Thank you for watching my page. It's very encouraging. Okay, if you are traveling to Istanbul or you want to travel to Istanbul, Turkey, you should be watching me right now. Okay, today I'll be talking to you about Istanbul, Turkey. Although Turkey is a country that is in between the European country and the Asia country. For me, I just feel they are just in the middle of the two, and they have both sides. For Turkey, there are different parts. We have the popular sides, which is the Cappadocia, Istanbul. Istanbul is not their capital, but it's like their commercial capital, which is like Lagos. Lagos is not the capital of Nigeria, but it's like the most popular side of Nigeria. But for Istanbul, if you will be visiting Turkey, you need to get a visa. If you are going for tourists, Istanbul is like the commercial side of um, Turkey. That is where people actually get all these beautiful clothes, beautiful design. When they tell you a clothes is made in Turkey, then it is really special. You too can attest to it. So Turkey or Istanbul is a very special city. So how can you visit? How can you get a visa to visit? If you're in Lagos, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Abuja, if you're in any part of Nigeria, you can always apply for this visa. So what requirement do you need? Today we'll be talking about the requirement, we'll be talking about the how, we'll be talking about the forms, we'll be talking about everything in general. So Istanbul have their embassy in Abuja, is located in Abuja, but they have a like a mini embassy in Lagos. I won't call it an embassy, it's like a collection center. So if you're in Lagos, you can always visit that place. But if you're in Abuja, they have a proper place in Abuja. For Abuja, you need an appointment for you to visit uh, for your submission or an interview. But for Lagos, you can just do a walk-in any time from Monday through Friday. I think between the hours of 9 to 2 p.m. That's when you can actually do the one from Lagos. Okay, I'll be telling you all you need. The first thing you need when traveling to Turkey, you need an application form. You need an application form that is filled. You need the photocopy of your international passport, two copies. Permit me if I look down because I'm trying to read to you what I've jotted down and I'm also trying to talk to you. You get what I'm saying? Okay, number three, you need your international passport. You actually need your passport, the old and the new passport. The reason for this is for the old one is so that they can see your past things, the past places you have visited or you've been to. You also need your old expired passport. Okay, I've mentioned that. You need a resident permit for non-Nigerians. If you are not a Nigerian but living in Nigeria and you want to make your application to Turkey from Nigeria, you also need that pass. You also need to get your residence permit. You need two passport photographs with white background. You need an insurance, but the insurance will be done by them. That means you don't need to take any form of insurance when you are going. When you get there, they will advise you on what to do and how to pay for the insurance. I think the insurance fee is together with the visa fee. Okay, so you need your flight and hotel reservation at least 2 weeks from the travel date. If you They don't do things in a rush for Turkey. If you are going to travel maybe like in 2 weeks time and you go there a week before, they will return your application. You have to give them time, and they are sometimes not so fast, sometimes fast. Like for when I applied, I got mine early enough, but for some people, one of my friends also applied and she got ours like a month after submission. So it actually depends. Then you need an introduction letter. What is an introduction letter? An introduction letter is explaining who you are, what you do, where you are going to, the dates you are going, every information, when submitting, the person checking your application doesn't really know you. They need a bit of a background for them to know who you are and all that. So you need to actually write them down, the dates you're traveling, what you're going for, and so on. Okay, you also need a certificate of incorporation, which is a CSC. You need a tax clearance certificate. That's if you have. It's also necessary, but if you have, is an added advantage. You need a consent letter if you're going with a minor. Let's assuming the father or the mother is going with a child, maybe without one of them's approval. You need a written letter to show that, oh, I'm taking a minor child. The father is aware, the mother is also aware, depending on how the case is. You need a sponsorship letter. That is, if you are using a sponsor, you need it to be notarized. Notarized means you are taking that letter to court to swear on it, to say, okay, this document is real and this person is sponsoring me. You need a 6 months up to date bank statement, and you also need a reference letter from the bank. When you get to the bank, when you ask for a reference letter, they already know what is needed for, and they answer you accordingly. You need a birth certificate or a declaration of age. You also need, if you have done change of name, that is, you are married or you're single, you also need a change of name certificate that you'll be submitting to them to show them that, oh, you used to be formerly this, but you are now this. If you are married, you also need a marriage certificate. If you're not married, it's not so important. If you work, you need your work ID. You need 6 months slip, the payment slip, your salary slip, that you've been paid salary, something that ties you to that company. You also need a letter from the company saying you work with the company and they are aware of your travel and they are giving you it's an holiday, or that period they are aware, something like that, just for them to know that your workplace is actually there. So how can you really get this visa? Because one person will say, oh, but I submitted all these documents and yet I wasn't given a visa. There's a catch to all this. The most important is your proof of funds. That means in your account you must have an X amount of money that shows you can actually take care of yourself in that country when you get there. And if you are a business person, maybe you're going to buy goods or you are going um, for surgery, because Turkey is a very popular place where people do all kinds of surgery. You need to be able to explain to them. Then if you have an invitation letter from Turkey, let's say your business, the people you are doing business with, or the person, the hospital you are going for the medical correction, they will also send you a letter inviting you. The letter is meant to come in their language, not our own language. And if you don't have an invitation letter and you're just going for tourism, you can also show your itinerary, all the places you plan to visit, that yes, I'm going to Turkey. In the below, I'm going to be sending you the address of the Lagos address, the Abuja address, where you can do your submission. We also be linking the website where you can get your appointment. Remember I told you for Lagos, you don't need an appointment, you can just walk in. But for Abuja, you need an appointment when going there. If you are considering these visas, you can always reach out to us. Our numbers will be showing on the screen. Our numbers and our details are also down below, so you can always reach out to us. When reaching out to us, you can ask questions. We are a travel agency in Lagos, Nigeria. Our office is located at 1B Akioshiemi off Allen, Ikeja. So I'll be waiting to hear from you. I'll be waiting to do your application. Always come right with Travel with T. Thank you very much. Have a great day.